The Bourne Braves East Coast trip continues here at a very windy and overcast Eldridge Park. Welcome into Pregame Tomahawk Talk. I'm Adam Gotkin alongside Nathan Schwartz and Cam Manna. Nathan, starting with you. Last night for the Bravos, an offensive explosion. 9 runs in the win over Brewster. It almost reminded you of the offense the last time that the Bravos took on the Firebirds.
Yeah, that was almost a month ago, which is crazy to think about, but not a whole lot of offensive performances this season for Bourne where they've been as successful as they were last night. And it was so successful that they even had 2 hits added overnight to go from 14 to 16 in that win yesterday over Brewster. It was the most complete performance we've seen from this offense all year. They scored in the first 6 innings. The power finally came through with Garrett Michelle and Chris Stanfield, 2 returners, having huge days at the plate yesterday, and now looking to carry that momentum into today.
And Cam, you just said this to me before we started. This is your first time standing in this spot since Game 3 of the title last year. This is the Bravos' first game in Orleans since they won the championship. Just take me through what you're going through here, first time back at this park.
Well, I'm not going through a lot. More the players and a lot of the returners like Scott Landers. Cool for me to be back and be on the call for that game, but cool for Scott Landers. And we saw him and the manager, Kelly Nicholson, on the Orleans side talk before the game a little bit. He was shaking all the manager's hands on the Braves side. So cool for them to be back, but it was a long time, and now it's a new season. But I know the Bourne returners being here today, there's that little extra sense of motivation your first time back.
And there's a good amount of returners on this team, of course. One of them, Garrett Michelle, who was exceptional last night. 4 for 4 with a walk and a home run. Now, switching gears back to this game for Bourne, it's a brand new starting pitcher, a guy who was just activated today.
And another Vandy guy, Ethan McElvain, going to get the start for Bourne here tonight. A 4-pitch guy of a fastball, a curveball, a slider, and a changeup. And we've seen a lot of these Vandy guys be very successful so far throughout the summer. We saw Braden Holcomb have a great day at the plate yesterday. J.D. Thompson and Miller Green on the pitching side have had good performances. So now we see if McElvain can keep that trend going.
Well, first pitch coming up in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere. Pre-game Tomahawk Talk rolls on. We continue on here on Pregame Tomahawk Talk from a very windy Eldridge Park. Hopefully we don't blow away. I'm Adam Gotkin, now joined by Sean Brennan. And Sean, once again, Bourne is taking on an opposing pitcher that's making his first start of the season, but has come out of the bullpen a bunch of times.
Yeah, it seems like every game this past week we've seen a reliever, mainly a reliever, starting against Bourne. Lucas Literal, a hilltopper out of Western Kentucky. He has been a reliever this entire season, a little bit above a 4 ERA in 6 1/3 inning. He last pitched on June 27th in a shortened game, only went 7 innings, but he tossed 3 strikeouts, got the save. And yeah, we're going to talk about this a little bit in a second, but he is just one of many talented arms on this Orleans team, and he looks to have a memorable first start at home.
You said it there, a bunch of talented arms on this Orleans squad. You wouldn't necessarily be able to tell by the record because of the offense, which we'll get into in a little bit, but this pitching staff for Orleans has been one of the best in the league.
Yeah, it has, and this past week has kind of hurt them a little bit. They gave up 10 runs against Falmouth the other day, gave up 4, but they've been very solid over the course of the season. They're still top 4 in most statistical categories. They've been among the top for the whole season, and when Orleans wins games, it's when they hold other teams to not a lot of runs. They only have 1 win where they have held a team to below 4 runs. They won 7-4 last night. That was the first time that they allowed more than 3 in a win. So very solid staff, and that's going to be the name of the game if Orleans comes away with the win tonight.
But the bats have been a lot better recently. This offense was really just awful to start the season. Through, I think, 10 games, they'd scored like 20-something runs. But over the last week, as the pitchers have gotten worse, the hitters have actually gotten a lot better.
Yeah, in the past 5 games, they're hitting 281, and the lineup that Kelly Nicholson's been rolling out has been successful. Jake Gurovich, one of those guys that has just been hitting the ball great, and you kind of sensed that, you know, the number you were talking about 20 runs, you know, a couple weeks in, that's not great, but you have to think that Orleans was going to progress to the mean a little bit as the season went on. I think we're seeing that now, so this is definitely no cakewalk for the Braves. They're going against a lineup that's been hot, and we'll look to keep it rolling tonight.
All right, well, first pitch coming up at 6:30. You don't want to go anywhere here from Eldridge Park.